Hey, it's Matty, mixandmastermysong.com. Today we got something real special. It's the new AutoTune Pro. And it's got a lot of the same features it's had before, but there's something that is huge that I know a lot of you guys are going to be super grateful for. So we'll jump right in and I'll just walk you through all the new features and just kind of show you how it all works together. Once again, using my friend's song, Zach, his song News Feed. You can pick it up on Spotify. And so here is the plugin that isn't AutoTune at all, but it's the plugin that's the biggest change to me in the software, and it's called AutoKey. And as you can guess, what it does is picks the key for the song. So you no longer have to try to figure out what key the song is in. It automatically detects it for you. And so what we'll do is we'll just set this to a different key. We'll set this to E chromatic, which is not the key of the song. And I'm going to mute the vocal here, and I'll just play the music, and we'll turn AutoKey on. So you see, right away, it found the key of the song, which is F sharp major. And then the beautiful thing, all you got to do is click Send to AutoTune. And if we go down to our vocal track here, you'll see this key is now an F sharp major, which is what the key of the song is. So that's huge. Like, you can put that key track on any music track, and we'll figure out, the key of the song, and you're in business. Now, some of the purists will be like, you should learn the keys, but you know what? This is technology, man, and this is awesome that you can do this. I don't have to come out and get my piano, which is how I usually figure out keys, which you see in my other videos, how I've taught you how to find the key. Don't have to bang around my little piano anymore. It's just, it finds it automatically. And I've tested it on like 3 different songs, and the key has been correct on all 3. So they did a good job of actually making it work well. So that being said, we already have our key now, which is F sharp major. And I'll play this vocal without the auto-tune just so you can hear it for a few seconds, and then we'll try tuning it up a bit.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of you.
Okay, so that's it without it. It's pretty good. It's a few little sharp and flats here and there. So what we'll do is we'll turn it on and just take a listen without touching anything. This is just the way the tune came.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love, your love.
And then let's bring the tune up. This is actually usually the default, so let's try it again, because 50s, you're not going to get too much of it tuned.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love, your love.
So it's closer, still a little off, and now you're definitely hearing that auto-tune sound. So what they did with the new auto-tune is made it a lot simpler, so to speak. The default page that you open up on is like this, and it only has the 4 different knobs, which is your root retune speed. And so what your tune speed does is it shows it's how fast the auto-tune will pick it up and start tuning the song, the vocal, sorry. So if we have this all the way up, we're going to get the T-Pain sound that auto-tune kind of became famous for.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup.
So we don't want that, obviously. This is kind of more of a rocky pop song. We just want a little bit of tune just to make the vocals a little bit more in tune. That's not what we're going for this, but that's how you achieve it. One side note to that is a lot of people after AutoTune 5 got upset because they changed, as any software, it improved things. They added format and other pieces to the AutoTune plugin to make it tune things better, which it has done. It's definitely way better than when it was at 5. However, it lost some of that sound that it became famous for with the T-Pain sound that you hear on so many records now. So, really cool thing what they did was they added this button here that says Classic. Now, if you click Classic, it gets rid of Flex Tune, which is no longer available, and I guess vibrato was still there, and so was Humanize. But it takes away the things they've added since 5 so that you have that sound again. And so now when I play it, you'll really hear the T-Pain sound.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get.
So you can hear it. It's really bending it even more, and that was what that sound was. So just before I go through the rest, that's really cool. It's got the classic mode now. You can see it got rid of format, grayed out format, and I believe a few other things when I clicked it. Now, so after retune speed, you have flex tune, which I think they added this in 8, and this was one of the coolest knobs they ever added, because what it can do is sometimes, even if we dial this back to 20, it still sounds a little toony to me. So
I'll go roll it up, go.
Especially in that G, you see the G sharp. So flex tune does, I almost look at flex tune as like a mix knob, right? So this is like 100% tune. This is no auto tune at all. And what it does is it makes it so the notes don't bend quite as much, and it doesn't react quite as much to each note. And so the more you turn this up, the less it's going to react to the notes, the less it's going to bend them harder, sharper, flat, and it will keep things sounding a little bit more natural. So for this vocal, we might want to dial this to 20 or 25 and then pull up our flex tune and see if it starts sounding a little more natural than it is now.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love, your love. I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup.
So that's sounding better. Other thing too is your input type up here. We have this as soprano. We might want to bring this down to alto tenor. Soprano's a little bit higher than where we are right now.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love, your love. I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love.
So that's sounding pretty good now. The next up is humanize, which is, it's kind of like how real it's going to sound. And what it can do is when you start getting things a little too bendy, when you get to root, because sometimes you'll have certain passes like to have long sustains and short sustains, and the retune speed you get till the short sustains are sounding really good, and then if you have a long one, it can get kind of wonky. So humanize is used to kind of fix that a little bit, and if you turn it up, it will kind of give us a little, like when the longer tunes, it's a little weird on this song because there's not too many changing of sustains, but we'll turn it up.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your love, your love. I'll go roll it up.
You can hear it actually made quite a big difference because we were still getting some weird little bends before, even with our flex tune on. So by turning this up a bit, it helped not bend quite so hard and sound a little weird. So now to me, I feel like we got a pretty natural sounding vocal, and maybe we could bring, dial these back a little bit, but we get a pretty natural vocal just with these 3 knobs, right? And then finally, natural vibrato. You can either add more vibrato by going up or decrease the vibrato by going down. So that's that. So that is like the main page right there. Now, there's more to it. If this isn't enough for you and you need to dial in more to AutoTune, they just made it easier to split things up, and you click advanced, and here you are. Now, what this adds is 2 things. If you want to create your own vibrato, which you can look at in a different video, I'm not going to go through this, it takes a long time. You can switch here and then go through the different rate, onset rate. These all have to do with creating a vibrato, okay? Then you also have your bypass all notes and remove all notes. Now, because we already have our key, it doesn't matter because it's already set. Although we can individually remove or bypass notes. And there's one difference between bypass and remove. So bypass is if, say, we like the way the F sharp sounds and we don't want AutoTune to tune that F sharp, you hit bypass. And it will still do the scale, but just whenever he hits F sharp, it won't tune that note, okay? So that's what bypass is. Remove is if we do that, we are removing the F sharp from the scale. So if it goes to an F sharp, instead of going to F sharp, it's going to go up to the G sharp or down to the E sharp, whatever it's closer to at the time. So that's the key difference between bypass and remove. Okay, and then the MIDI stuff you can look up in the manual as well. Is the new programs actually works a lot better with MIDI, and you can add everything to it and so forth and so on. You can check that out in the manual. So that's that. You got your format up here, which is cool. It's kind of gives you the sound of a throat, and actually I use it more for cool effects. I'll show it to you really quick.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup.
Oh, it's really cool for like ASAP Rocky sound.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup.
And it's cool. You can get some really cool effects with changing the format, and just, you know, not to get completely crazy, if you just do it a couple bits.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough.
It can give some cool sounds there too. Just changing the tone of the voice a little bit can be awesome. Transpose, if you want to transpose up or down. Detune, if you want to change the tune. I don't know what you want to. And tracking is just kind of how fast it's going to detect it. 50 is usually fine for everything. And last but not least is the graph mode. And this is another thing maybe to look for in another video, but if you do want, you can also use AutoTune to individually go through and tune each note, somewhat like Melodyne. Personally, I think Melodyne is a little bit easier, but this works great, and I know a lot of engineers that use AutoTune in the graph mode. So all you would do is you can either do pitch or just pitch and time. So there's tons of stuff you can do with it, and all you gotta do is click pitch and hit play.
So I'll go roll it up, go and fill your cup. I can't get enough of your.
You can see I'd started writing before and now I was writing the rest. And so now you can go in and switch the different notes and do all this stuff here. Once again, it's probably for a little more detailed tutorial than me trying to go through it right now. Anyway, that's basically it. I mean, I just think that this AutoKey part for a lot of guys that are starting out to learning music and just, or singers just want to sing, might not know keys and stuff, but really want that tune sound, because you have to be honest, like, AutoTune is on everything now, whether you like it or not. Even just a little bit is usually on, and the consumer's ear is used to hearing things with tune now. So it's kind of, you know, needs to be on everything. Doesn't need to be on anything, but is on everything. So just be able to hit the button and within like 10 seconds have the key, and then the cool feature just to click send to AutoTune and it sends it there, and you're already halfway there to getting your vocals tuned. So really cool feature. I really dig the new setup. It's a lot easier just to kind of bang things out. You can get a tuned vocal done really quick now. So make sure to check it out. You know, I highly recommend it if you want that sound, is to get this version so you don't have to try different plugins or trying to figure out how to figure out the key if that's not, you know, your forte, not something you really know too much about yet. Anyway, hope you dug the review. If you got any questions or comment, leave them below. If you need your song mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. Thanks.